The subway is quiet when no trains are thunderously lighting up the dark passages of my heart. It's hard to pinpoint a point where my poems were pointing to a particular problem in my heart, but once I programmed my heart to a program that prompted me to use my poetic language as more than a promotional, I decided to promote the gospel. A gospel that points at the potential planted in man to walk on a bridge that was built to bring all people to a perfect God. He proposed a perfect plan to pull pimps and prostitutes, pastors and all multitude of self-possessed people to his knowledge. We are just pitiful, purposeless people who was purchased by him, yet we persistently persecute him. He portrayed a perfect picture which he painted with his blood and life. Each stroke and bruise was proof that his brushstroke was used graciously to heal whiplashed hearts. But when you use your tongue to speak bad about another person, you whiplash his back and you dip your whips in his blood and you spill it on the floor. I hope I'm hitting bullseye. All I want you to see is red. But please don't attack me, because my alliterations, consonants, and enunciation constantly announce a literal manifestation of a great hope which God designed to bring to a hopeless generation. But we must first acknowledge we are in need of restoration. In the quietness of my soul, I reflect on the purpose of man as a whole, and it's to appreciate and demonstrate, articulate, and penetrate the whole globe with the gospel of hope. A gospel of grace that saves a once perfect people who was silently bit by a snake that slithered on our estate and hissed around our history. You see, a senseless, sinister son of a nobody who suddenly slips into your senses and sends you searching for a sensible something till you subtly esteem sodomity over sovereignty. You catch yourself on the slippery slope of self-righteous quote stopping. Will make you realize your righteousness is like filthy rags. Your self-righteousness is like filthy rags. Your self-righteousness is like filthy rags. Your self-righteousness is like filthy rags in God's eyes. You got a Godzilla-sized sin sitting on your lips. You sip out the devil's potion, poisoned but positioned on a bed of lies till your soul dies like Sleeping Beauty, but it's not beautiful. It's ugly. Sin screams hug me, but we don't just embrace lust, we are subject to it. You see, the serpent lurks in Eden around evening, and even Eve couldn't resist being deceived and turning evil. Ever since that day, man's empathy became empty. That's why the gospel of grace is so essential. You see, good news is like giving a glass of cold water to a man who's been living in a desert all his life. But as I'm sitting in the subway, the dark passages of my heart have now been enlightened of the glorious gospel. And the train has stopped. And I decide to board it. I hope you do too. Thank you.